parts building up here on my bench. And I have to get a taller garage or take my tent off, but I've been working on the tent and I plan on doing some winter camping, so I didn't clear the bench yet. I'll show you what this represents. So I'm at over 70,000 miles on my Jeep. I'm going to replace the belt. I'm going to replace the little pulleys and such on the front of the engine when the belt runs on, because while you have the belt off, it's kind of a big job. It's not an easy job to do the belt. So when it's off, I'm going to go ahead and replace there's 4 spinning pulleys on there, one on the alternator, 2, and then another one on the tensioner. I'm going to replace all of those while I'm in there. The other thing I'm going to do is I've been impressed with Apex's product. I put on their sway bar disconnect things. They pop loose and they work great. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my steering with the Apex steering valve, which increases the pressure of your power steering pump. And I'll put a cooler on my power steering pump at that point too. And I'll be doing that. I figure at this point running, I know I'm going to keep 37s. If I ever go any bigger, it might be 38s, but not much more than that. I've been able to do everything I wanted to do with that size tire. So it would be good to upgrade the steering a little bit. 37s on dry ground and stuff, sometimes in the rocks, that the stock power steering pump just doesn't have enough oomph. The other thing is figuring on how many miles I have on it, or some other things that need to be done. So this is the transmission fluid. I'm going to change my own fluid. I'm going to level out the truck. I'm going to follow all the instructions. I got the filter. I'll have to remove one of my aluminum skid plates to do it. I'm going to looked at all how to do it, but I'm going to put new fluid in at 70,000 miles in my transmission. It looks pretty straightforward. You just have to be, careful on your torquing and putting the pan back up and all of that. But and watch your temperature. I've seen about 6 videos now. I've read all the stuff different guys are saying on the forums, and it's a doable thing to change your transmission fluid on these. You just gotta do what they say. But so that explains some of this. The other thing is my brakes. After 70,000 miles, mostly my rear brakes are showing more wear than the front, but I'm going to go ahead and replace them. Brakes. This is EBC orange stuff, which I guess is not like a racing brake. It's not like a towing heavy-duty brake. It's kind of like a in-between, a long-lasting brake. So I'm going to put those on. Of course, he only had the rear ones. I bought these Brembo for the front. And then my rear track bar is I bought it when I put the lift on. It was from another lift kit, and it has Johnny joints on it, and I put the grease in the Johnny joints, and I go on a long trail trip, and all the water and stuff going through, and I get back home. If I forget to re-grease it, the thing starts squeaking. Well, the joints are getting pretty worn out after, I guess that's been on there almost 4 years. So I'm going to go with metal cloak, because I like the metal cloak control arms with these bushings that don't need greased all the time. It also has the bend in the bar, so it actually clears the rear tire better than mine. Mine has like that much space between and I think the tire sometimes hits it when it's flexing. So this will get rid of that. I have a steer smarts on the front. One side actually has play in it now, and that's again about 4 years. This joint here is wearing out on it, so that replaces that. I'm going to put that in. Back here, I'm going to truss the front axle. Since I have the whole front tore apart, I got an Artec axle truss for the front. I went ahead and painted most of it inside and out, and then got it all cleaned off where it's going to be welded. This is the exciting stuff. So 70,000 miles, going with new Mopar hubs, and I have new ball joints. These are Synergy ball joints. I love Synergy's ball joints. I had them on my old Jeep. I'm going to put the heavy-duty Synergy ones in the reed knuckles. And since I have RCVs on the front, I've set myself up for a lot of aggravation, I understand, but I'm actually going to do the rebuild kit on my RCVs while I have it all apart. So I'll rebuild the RCVs. I'll be putting in reed knuckles. I'll be putting in a new hub, new brakes, and new ball joints all on the front end. I figure at 70,000 miles, all of those things, the aluminum knuckles, I don't know. On my old Jeep, I wanted things to be on it so that I didn't have to worry about them over the long term. And aluminum knuckles, from my understanding, people are finding that the more miles they put on with rock crawling and stuff, they're starting to wallow out a little bit. And so you can either buy the Mojave knuckles, which are also steel, you know, or you can go aftermarket. These are cheaper than the stock ones. That's my big plans. Synergy ball joint, reed knuckles, new Mopar hubs, and rebuilding the RCVs. I bought RCV grease for that. So that'll pretty much, on my front end, will be totally rebuilt with the moving parts, and everything else seems to be going fine. I change the fluid on it all the time. It's not doing any weird noises or nothing. I'll upgrade the steering with the Apex valve. Probably I'll end up making a video of that day or 2 days. I'm actually thinking, I work so slow when I'm doing stuff I haven't done before. That could be 2 or 3 days for me to redo that whole front axle, and plus getting the welding and all of that done. It's going to be kind of interesting. So anyhow, that's future plans.